Welcome back to the
Welcome
ONJ
back.
YouTube channel
And
and,
TikTok.
and TikTok and YouTube Shorts, all that good stuff. We've got some more news. Oh, what do we have?
What is going on in the NBA with coaches nowadays?
No idea.
What
This
is
has been a
going on?
weird season. It's probably one of the weirder seasons. Like the the physical with the physical with Mark Williams and Donna Connect. Um Ja can't stop being Ja. Um Allegedly Anthony Edwards, you know, like you just did with the shooting the club up. Still, it's a lot going on. But yeah, what do you got?
So we're in April.
Playoffs are near.
The playoffs are right around the corner. And two NBA franchises, not one, but two NBA franchises decide, you know what? We're in the playoffs. Because they were both in the playoffs.
Two perennial playoff franchises at that.
Just decided, you know what? We're just gonna fire a coach. Who cares
Crazy.
that the playoffs are right around the corner? Who cares what this might do to the team? They're fired.
It's crazy.
First, it started off with the Grizzlies. Now
Yeah.
today, we figured out that the Denver Nuggets did the same exact thing in firing their coach right around when playoffs. I mean, what goes through a team's mind to decide to fire their coach so close to the playoffs? Because as far as I know, I can't think of a time when a team has fired a coach this close to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mike Malone one was bad. I mean, the Taylor Jenkins one, it caught me by surprise because I mean, they've been playing really well. And then, but then, you just hear a lot of like the conspiracy theories of like things like, oh, maybe he's playing Triple J too much. And he's trying, and then you have to pay him a super max deal. You know what I mean? Things like that. Um, I don't know. And then you don't really hear too much. Desmond Bain, what you think of, did you see Desmond Bain's comments? Like, do you have any thoughts on those at all? Or was that just a normal, like, was there anything that you took from his response?
I remember before the firing,
Mm-hmm.
that little scuffle that happened in the little team. They
Oh,
called a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
timeout.
yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
been
yeah,
big. I think was involved in that. So
yeah.
makes you wonder if he was losing the locker room, or maybe that's why everything was happening.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Um, but something I also thought about too, right? So the interim head coach. Actually, so at my job, one of the co-founders, his son played for their current interim head coach. He was like one of the top, their current interim head coach, Tuomas. I'm a butcher his name, so I'm not even gonna try. But Tuomas
Like scoop, huh?
Isalo, huh?
You got the inside scoop out here.
I mean, it's just a guess, but like, so he was. So his teams were very good. He was very good. I mean, of course he was good. The Grizzlies went and got him from overseas, so he had to have been doing something right. But so he was the head coach most recently of Paris basketball. And they've been before before this season they got moved up to the Euro League, which is like, I guess, from my take on it, it's like it seems like the NBA of overseas, pretty much. Like the top teams overseas, they play in that one league. And so before he left, he kind of built that franchise up and got them like, moved to the Euro League. And even before that, like even the season before that, like they had a great season, right? And his play style is, it's kind of run and gun, and I like it. There's no wasted movements, there's no wasted possessions. Like it's just get the ball up and you just try to score, right? Um, but but the reason I said that though is because for not just a thought. I mean, I don't know what happened, but for him to leave that position with Paris basketball, because for me, from the outside looking in, from my perspective, you have a for sure consistent, like comfortable position with Paris basketball. You built this team up, you got them to the Euro League, and you could continue to coach them, and you know what I mean, and you're pretty much set within the franchise, right? So for him to leave that situation and come all the way from a whole nother continent to North America to coach the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm just saying, I wonder if if there had to have been some type of promise for him to leave that such a great your face for him to leave that great situation and then come to Memphis as an assistant and kind of have to rework your way up the coaching ranks in the NBA. That's just a thought. Like,
Hey,
was there a prompt? Because like I wonder if there like during his talks with Memphis to leave Paris basketball, if there was ever a conversation of like if there was ever a verbal promise like of a head coach of a potential head coach position. Now I don't know now, and that will also depend on if they keep him after this season, right? He's the interim head coach right now, so I guess we'll see how they do in the playoffs, and things like that. But I mean, I wonder if that was ever a conversation because to leave that good situation that he was in and build that franchise up, and then to just leave for the NBA, that's kind of a risk, right? So I wonder if there was like any type of conversation with that.
I
That's
mean,
just it's
uh,
just a thought.
interesting thought, interesting conspiracy.
Yeah.
Um, you might be right. You might have cracked the code. Just watch your back.
I
The
don't
Memphis
know.
Grizzlies gonna send somebody to get you now if you crack the code.
You're crazy. All right, now Mike Malone. Go just what can you decipher? Just what yeah,
So
what
when
what
you know how you talked about, this man built the Paris team over there. He had a comfortable job, and then he came to the NBA, and the NBA is not comfortable job.
exactly.
Mike Malone won the NBA championship just 2 years ago, just to get fired.
Talk about it.
What goes through the mind of your franchise? Now, just happened. There's a lot of speculations going on online. I heard there was I heard a lot of rumors from what I've seen after this
Hmm.
happened. I don't know how many of them are true. They also apparently fired or let go of the general manager.
Right. Yeah.
I heard that there were some conflicting opinions between the two,
between
the
Malone
GM and
and Boo.
Malone.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But if that's true, why fire both of them? What did you
Yeah,
just
that's
kick
what
them?
I was trying to get at that. Yeah, why would
Why would you do that? There was
yeah.
also people who were saying he was probably lost the locker room in terms
Okay.
of one of his previous interviews. Mike Malone basically said how the team is not, putting all their efforts in. I don't
For
remember the
defense.
exact quote that he said, but they're not putting all their whole effort into the game, and
Yeah, I think
they're striking off and they're playing like, terrible.
yeah, I think statistically they're like one of the worst defensive teams in the league right now.
Yeah. So then some people are emphasizing maybe it was because of that he got fired. But like, how you fire a coach for telling your players like straight up, y'all suck, get better.
Right.
If you won another championship, get better. I think it's stupid if that was the reason too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm here. The funniest one maybe was like I was watching Gil's Arena and like Gilbert Arenas like I mean it would be interesting, but like Stan Kroenke, the owner of the Nuggets, he has ties with the Rams. So then he was like, okay, maybe he's trying to like purposely lose the team and lose the franchise and make the way easy for the Lakers or the Clippers to like win. So then LA, so like his investment in LA is like kind of looking good. I don't know. That was funny though. I just had to bring that up because it was funny.
That's the craziest thing.
Yeah, he's got some ties though. He's got some ties in LA though for sure. I mean, he's got an Overwatch team. He's got a Call of Duty team. He's
If
got
there's
game.
one team that's trying to sabotage to try to probably leave where they're from, it's the Dallas
That
Mavericks.
was rough.
We we know that owner once that casino.
Yeah, nah, but I don't. I mean, and then Rick Adelman, he's well, not. I don't think it's Rick Adelman, but I think it's Rick Adelman's son. He's gonna be the interim. I don't really know too much about him. Um, so I'll see. But I mean, it looks like so right now Denver is in the fourth place right now.
Everybody's
I
in the
mean,
fourth place right now in the West.
the
I mean,
West, yeah, the West is tight right now. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, it's pretty tight. I mean, from 3 to 10, I mean, any anything could change. You know, these next 3 games are probably going to be
which
crucial.
which
So,
makes it so much crazier that
hmm
these two teams fire their coaches when you can easily go from 3 to 10 in an instant, but you decide to fire the coach. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Because,
Right.
like, if you had issues with the coach, do it after the season. If you're gonna
Right.
fire him, why? Because I feel like at that point, now the interim head coach, now he might have a different game plan. So now
hmm
the whole team has to adjust to a different play style, different game plan, different sets.
Right.
So now, how's that gonna affect your chances at doing anything in the playoffs and
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with Memphis, the Triple J thing does kind of make sense just because it's just like when the alleged amount that he's eligible for, like I don't like, can you be comfortable giving Triple J that amount? Like that would just that would be a lot, you know what I mean? So that may make sense, and I mean that whole conspiracy like may make sense, but the Mike Malone one, that just it just because like you said, he brings you a championship. What about 2 or 3 seasons ago? You just won
yep,
a championship, so
yep.
it's like
I
why
I
just
think
at
I saw
least give him.
statistics. I think I
Oh
saw
no,
statistic where in the last 5 years or last 10 years, he's the winningest coach.
at least give him to the end of that's the least you could. He bought you a championship. The least you could do is let him just play out the season at least. I mean,
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
let him go after this year. Like y'all lose in the playoffs in like a bad fashion, then yeah, you could let him go. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, and if I'm not mistaken, was that their that's their only championship, right?
Yep.
Hmm.
Hey man, the comments are crazy. They was like, Denver just got their one and only championship ever.
He brings you your first championship in franchise history, your first and only championship in well, I ain't gonna say only. Well, technically it is only right now. Your first and only championship in franchise history, and you don't give him to the end of the season. Yeah, something's going up. I don't know
It's wrong.
what. I mean, I
How
don't
was it?
and like oh no, what
No,
happened?
go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
And from a business perspective, like with Memphis, okay, you could maybe go Triple J route. Maybe Taylor Jenkins was playing Triple J too much. Okay, maybe that could be true. But with Denver, like in terms of business, I can't really think of anything business wise that would kind of cause this kind of like abrupt firing. And the GM as well, too. So not just Coach Malone. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not too worried about him finding another job. I'm sure both will for sure. I'm sure there'll be somebody. There's a stat. I'm sure their agents are getting hit up like right now, probably. I don't know how it works. I think most coaching staffs are. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, they probably wouldn't accept the job this season anyway. That would be insane. That's too soon. But I'm sure like this off season, like their lines are gonna be busy for sure.
Oh,
I
for
mean,
sure. Yeah, I know. I know there's teams who've been wanting to fire their coach because they're probably underperformed. They're probably
right.
celebrating right now, knowing that the market just got way better.
Facts, yeah. I mean, and you could see. I mean, I could maybe one of them ends up going to the Warriors, right? You've seen Steve Kerr pick up like former head coaches that may not have worked out. Well, not I ain't gonna say may not have worked out, but that may have been let go from franchises after making it to the playoffs. Mike Brown, Kenny Atkinson, those type of guys, and then they go on. Mike Brown goes on second in the Western Conference next season. Kenny Atkinson, number one of the one of the top two teams in the league right now in the regular season. The best team in the East right now. So I mean, one of them or both of them go to the Warriors. I mean, that would be cool. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it'll definitely make. I think for me, like it'll definitely make the playoffs, watching playoffs more interesting, just to see how they play, just to see like different playing styles, and even not even for the playoffs, just to see if they even make it, if they make it past the play-in, if they make a top six seed, right? So that'll be interesting too, just to see if they're able to make it, that high. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting, not just an interesting rest of the season, but an interesting off season. See how
Facts.
all the pieces and all the dominoes fall. Because I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like this before. Two
Yeah.
two coaches in playoff contention just getting fired. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't know. It's wild. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. The West is looking real tight. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We'll see.
Facts.
Till the next video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment what you like, what you don't like, um,
Share with your friends.
all that good stuff. See you in the next video.